Okay. So by the time we end the lecture, so mag-extend lang tayo. I hope that's okay. Sorry, lagi tayo nag-extend. But so by the time we end the lecture, na ito yung mga types ng algebra problems na solve natin. So yung gagawin natin ngayon sa foundations, it's mostly just algebra, no word problems. Then next session we will have word problems. So doon na natin i-apply yung algebra. But this session we need to make sure that your algebra foundations are good. So good foundation, then we go to the word problem. So ito yung mga type na i-solve natin later. So this is the hard problem that we will have. So as we usual, we begin by showing you the hard problem, but we need to go step by step from the easy ones to the before we go to the more difficult ones later, to make sure your foundations are strong to solve the word problems. So start tayo sa algebraic exponents. So kung meron kang uh, kung meron kang 2 raised to 3 times 2 is to 2, ano yung ibig sabihin nito? Meron kang basically tatlong 2 times dalawang 2, right? And pwede mo rin niyang isulat na, kung meron kang tatlong 2 at dalawang 2, meron kang limang 2, right? So, ibig sabihin, yung 2 raised to 3 and 2 raised to 2, pwede mo siya isulat lang na 2 raised to 3 plus 2. Kasi ganito yung nangyari, di ba? Meron kang tatlong 2, dalawang 2, so 2 raised to 5 in total. So basically 2 raised to 3 plus 2. So kaya ang reverse rule natin, kung meron kang same base to, kung meron ka halimbawa x raised to m or raised to m, tapos another same base a raised to n, para makuha yan, i-add nyo lang yung exponents. Pag meron kang product, same base, i-add nyo lang yung exponents nila. Example, ano mangyayari kung meron kang x raised to 4 times x raised to 11? Sabi natin, anong kailangan gawin? I-add lang yung exponents. So, x raised to 4 times x raised to 11, same base x. So, magiging x is equal to, since product sila, 4 plus 11 yung exponents. Okay? So, yan yung product rule. So yun, kung meron ka same base, yung exponents ng product. Okay? Okay tayo dito sa product. Move tayo ngayon sa x raised to 15. So, move tayo ngayon sa quotient. Paano kung meron kang 2 raised to 3 over 2 raised to 2, right? Paano nga ba to? Ibig sabihin, kung meron kang 2 raised to 3, 2 raised to 2, meron kang tatlong 2 sa taas, dalawang 2 sa baba ng fraction bar mo, right? 2 raised to 3, 2 raised to 2. Paano natin simplify to? Yung common sa taas, yung common sa baba, i-cancel lang natin, right? 2 over 2, 2 over 2. So, may iwan na lang sa atin is 2. Yan yung mangyayari. Maiwan na lang yung 2. Maka-cancel to. Iwan na lang itong 2 dito. So, ibig sabihin yan, 2, kung walang nakalagay, is just equal to 2 raised to 1. Kasi ang nangyari dito, kung meron kang 2, same base, 2, 3 yung exponent niya sa taas, same base 2 yung exponent niya sa baba, ima-minus mo lang yung nasa numerator na exponent minus yung exponent na nasa denominator. In this case, 3 minus 2. So is equal to 2 raised to 1. Okay? To generalize, kung meron kang or x raised to m over a raised to n, same base, a, kailangan mo lang isubtract yung exponent m minus n. Yun na yung answer. Okay? Halimbawa, meron kang y raised to 10 is equal to y raised to 10 over y over 4. So this one, y over 10 minus over y over 4, same base y. So para makuha yung simplified term, ima-minus nyo lang 10 minus 4 kasi same lang siya ng base na y, and yung y raised to 4 as denominator, so i-subtract niya yung exponent niya. So this one will be equal to 6. May question pala. Sorry, hindi ko kasi kita wala akong second screen, so hindi ko kita yung chat this time. So ngayon nakita ko lang ngayon. Sa product po ba same rule yung independent coefficients ng variables? Kailangan same yung independent yung coefficient. So kung meron ka halimbawa 2y raised to 10, so yung 2 independent siya sa y raised to 10. Ang tinitingnan natin yung y, yung same variable, y raised to 10. So, independent silang dalawa. Unless nakaparenthesis silang dalawa na magkasama, raised to the exponent. So, in this case, kung meron ka halimbawang 4y raised to 10 or 3y raised to 10, independent yung 3. So, tinitignan lang natin yung y. So, for the same base, yung y, yun nyo lang i-apply yung exponent na rule natin dito. Okay? So, sa power naman, halimbawa, kung meron kang 2 squared raised to 3. Kung yung pag ibig sabihin nito, yung 2 squared, ni-raise mo pa siya sa 3. So, exponent of exponent. So, power is another term for exponent. So, same base sa power. So, ang mangyari dyan, yung 2 squared, 2 times 2, tinatlong beses mo siya, di ba? So, 2 times 2, times 2 times 2, times 2 times 2. So, 3 times mo ginawa yung 2 times 2, yung 2 squared. So, makikita nyo dito, ilang 2 yung meron ka in total? Meron kang 6 na 2. Pag binilang nyo yung 2 dyan, meron kang 2 raised to 6. So, to generalize, makikita nyo, 2 squared raised to 3 is equal to 2 raised to 6. So, minultiply nyo lang yung exponent 2 times 3, basically. Yun lang yung nangyari dito. So, to generalize, kung meron kang a raised to m or x raised to m, ni-raise mo pa siya to another exponent, n, yung magiging sagot doon is just a raised to m times n. So, multiply nyo lang yung exponent na dalawa. Yung nasa labas and yung nasa loob. For example, this one, b raised to 5 raised to 3. Multiply nyo lang yung exponent sa labas and yung nasa loob. So, yung loob times sa labas na exponent is 5 times 3. So, you have b raised to 15. So, yun lang yung sa power. So, now, paano kung magkaiba ng base? Halimbawa, meron kang 2 times 3 raised to 2. Well, alam natin na from PEMDAS, ang gagawin lang natin dito, magiging ano to, di ba? Magiging 2 times 3 muna, 6 raised to 2. 6 squared is 36. So, for the sake of example, para makita natin, kasi applicable din to kahit meron kang numbers or meron kang letters. So, pag tinignan natin, pag in-apply natin yung rules ng exponents, pwede mo rin to isulat na dalawang beses, right? That 2 times 2 times 2, 3 times 3. Kasi kumbaga, dinoble mo yung 2 times 3. So, 2 times 3 times 2 times 3 or 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. So, basically, meron kang 2 squared and 3 squared. Ang ginagawa mo dito, basically, dinidistribute mo lang yung exponent dun sa dalawang base. Kasi meron kang 2 times 3 times 2 times 3, or in other words, 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 is 2 squared times 3 squared. So, nadidistribute lang yung exponent dun sa dalawa mong base na nasa loob. So, kung meron kang a times b, magiging a raised to n times b raised to n. So, yun lang yung mangyayari. So, for example, kung meron kang x, y raised to 18, you will have x raised to 18, y raised to 18. So, yun lang yung application nito. Yung next is, kung meron kang quotient, meron ka halimbawa 2 over 3 raised to 2, ano mangyayari dito? Basically, ang ginagawa mo dito, squared, meaning doblehin mo siya, right? Multiply. So, 2 over 3 times 2 over 3. Paano ka ba nag-multiply ng fraction? Numerator, denominator, 2 times 2, 3 times 3. So, ibig sabihin, meron kang, kung 2 times 2 is just 2 squared, 3 times 3 is just 3 squared, meron kang 2 squared over 3 squared. Meaning, dinistribute mo lang din, like the product ng different base, dinistribute mo lang din yung exponent na 2 to 2 and to 3. So, meron, to generalize this, a over b raised to n is equal to a raised to n, b raised to n. So, dinistribute mo lang yung exponent. So, for example, if you have d over t raised to 7, this would be equal to d over 7, d raised to 7 over t raised to 7. Okay? Paano kung meron kang negative exponent? Halimbawa, sabi natin, di ba, isusubtract mo lang yung a raised to, yung kanina. So, halimbawa, sige, simulan natin sa 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 5. So, kung meron kang 2 raised to 2 over 2 raised to 5, sulat lang natin ng mahaba. 2 to sa taas, 5 to sa baba. Maka-cancel ngayon yung 2 sa taas na dalawa. Magka-cancel din tayo ng dalawang 2 sa baba. So, ang maiiwan na lang dito, 1 over tatlong 2. Yung 1 over tatlong 2 is equal to, tatlong 2 is 2 cube, right? 2 raised to 3. So, this one is equal to 1 over 2 raised to 3. So, kung titingnan nyo, ano yung nangyari dito? So, meron tayong mn, right? Yung pag a raised to m over a raised to n, basically, isusubtract lang natin yung exponents kasi same base sila. So, here, sinubtract lang natin yung 2 minus, pwede natin sabihin na, well, pwede mo isubtract yung 2 minus 5, right? Same base 2. Ano yung exponent niya? 2. Ano yung exponent sa baba? 5. So, subtract mo lang. Yung numerator exponent minus denominator exponent, 5. 2 minus 5 is equal to negative 3. 2 negative 5 is negative 3. Sabi natin, wait. Pero sabi natin, 2 squared over 2 raised to 5 is 1 over 2 cube. Sabi rin natin, 2 raised to negative 3 yung sagot dito. So, actually, 2 raised to negative 3 is just equal to 1 over 2 raised to 3. So, kung meron kang negative exponent, pwede mo lang siyang ilipat sa numerator or denominator. So, vice versa. In this case, kung 2 raised to negative 3, ilipat mo lang siya sa denominator, 1 over 2 raised to 3. So, for example, kung meron kang basta negative exponent, ilipat nyo lang sa numerator or denominator, magiging positive na siya. So, kung meron ka halimbawa x raised to negative 3, equal lang to sa 1 over x raised to 3. Nawala na yung negative sign. Okay? Para mawala yung negative sign, ilipat nyo lang sa numerator or denominator yung base. Same exponent, pero wala nang negative sign. Okay? And then, lastly, pag meron kang 0 exponent, anything raised to 0 is equal to 1. So, any big number still equal to 1. X raised to 0 is equal to still 1. So, pag 0 exponent, 1. Question. Okay? So, for this, to apply those rules, really, you just really need to work on a lot of examples, algebra examples. So, like this one. So, try answering more examples like this one. So, what if meron tayong ganitong equation? And we are asked to simplify this equation. Where do we start? So, we ignore yung coefficients, independent sila. So, i-move natin muna yung mga coefficients sa left. So, yung mga 3, 4, 12. So, i-move natin sila 3 times 4 over 12. So, pwede natin yung iwanan natin yung mga x sa right. So, pagsamahin natin yung same base. So, this one or the integers, then this one is x. So, 3 times 4 is 12, and then you have 12 denominator. So, that is just 1, right? This whole term is just 1. Then, yung naiwan na lang sa atin ngayon, yung mga x. X raised to 5 times x negative 3 over x squared. So, one way to do this is i-separate natin si x kasi parang meron kang times 1 dyan, di ba? So, x raised to 5 x over x squared, i-separate natin. Then, x raised to negative 3, i-separate natin. Alam natin na ano ang gagawin? X raised to 5 over x squared. Paano pag division? Isusubtract nyo lang yung exponent. So 5 yung nasa taas, minus 2 sa baba is 5 minus 2. So this term, x raised to 5 over x squared, will be x cubed, x raised to 3. Nandun pa rin yung x minus 3. Alright? Now, kung meron kang x raised to 3 times x minus 3, ano nga ulit ginagawa sa exponent ng multiplication? Kanina, nag-subtract tayo, 5 minus 2. Kasi division, pag multiplication, i-add naman natin instead of subtracting. So, i-add natin exponent, 3 plus negative 3 or 3 minus 3x. So, that's equal to 0. X raised to 0. Anything raised to 0 is equal to 1. So, the simplified form of this is 1. Right? So, pwede rin natin sabihin dito na may iba-ibang approaches eh. Kung anong mas simple sa inyo, mas mabilis. Halimbawa, pwede rin natin sabihin na i-move natin kasi sabi natin kung negative yung exponent, pwede natin ilipat lang. Magiging positive yung exponent. I-move natin yung x raised to negative 3, ilipat natin sa baba, x raised to 3. So, that would be on the denominator. And then, pwede na natin gagawin ngayon, x raised to 2 times x raised to 3 sa denominator. Anong gagawin natin? Kasi multiplication sila, i-add lang natin yung exponents. X raised to 2 times x raised to 3. So, 2 plus 3 sa denominator. I-add lang natin kasi multiplication. So, that's numerator, same pa rin. Wala muna tayong ginagawa sa numerator. So, denominator would be x raised to 5. Yung denominator natin. In-add lang natin yung 2 and 3 kasi product. So, kung x raised to 5 yung denominator, x raised to 5 yung numerator, it's just equal to 1. Or pwede nyo rin sabihin na x raised to 5 minus 5 kasi division, 5 minus 5 is 0. So, x raised to 0 is equal to 1. So, x over 5 over x over 5 is just equal to 1. So, either way, either approach, same. You will arrive at the same answer which is equal to 1. Question, paano po kapag raised to, medyo mabilis ba? So, pag dito sa example, so raised to 0, does it make sense na it is equal to 0 raised to 0, not necessarily, no. So in this cases, meron tayong special case, bawal maging 0 yung denominator, so bawal maging 0 yung base natin. So, ano muna tayo? Ano muna, wag muna natin i-touch yung 0 as medyo wag tayo maging mathematical. So, no 0 in denominator, so wala muna tayong sa generalized terms natin kanina. Let's forget the 0. What if 0 is the base or 0 is in the denominator? So that the rules won't apply. So these rules are summarized in the lessons in the app, so you could see the exponent rules in there. So, okay na medyo mabilis yung dito sa example, pero nakasunod naman nung inulit natin dun sa other approach. So, okay naman this x raised to 5 over x squared over x raised to 2 times x raised to 3. Nakasunod naman dito sa pangalawang approach. Dito, yeah. Ni-raise lang natin to 5. Iniwan lang natin x raised to 5. Nilipat natin yung x raised to 3 sa baba kasi negative yung exponent niya. Tapos, naiwan yung x raised to 2 pa rin. Nandun pa rin siya sa baba. Since multiplication to, same base x, i-add natin yung exponent. 2 plus 3. So, the denominator yung numerator hindi pa natin ginagad. Yung denominator natin magiging x raised to 5 kasi 2 plus 3. So, x raised to 5 over x raised to 5 is equal to 1. Right? So, yung coefficients, tinanggal lang natin sila kanina. Hiniwalay natin para x na lang yung pinoproblema natin. Alright? So, yan yung application algebra. So, again, this one, the rules are summarized in the app, in the lessons, and then practice lang kayo ng more examples in the app or other resources para ma-practice nyo yung pag-solve ng pag-simplify ng expression and later mag-solve tayo ng x. So, now, paano kapag nagmumultiply tayo ng ano ba yung polynomials? Ibig sabihin, marami kang terms na meron kang x squared, meron kang x, meron kang number lang. So, try natin sagutan yung mga ganong expression. So, meron tayong tinatawag na distributive property. Applicable siya sa numbers, applicable siya sa letters. So, kung halimbawa meron kang 2 times 4 plus 3, by PEMDAS, alam natin na, well, gawin mo lang 4 plus 3 muna, right? So, 7. Bago mo multiply by 2. So, 14. Pero, kung isipin nyo kung letters to, halimbawa, A times B plus C. Hindi natin alam pa. Hindi natin ma-add yung B plus C muna, right? So, kung pwede rin natin i-apply yun itong distributive property. So, 2, i-distribute mo siya sa 4 and 3. So, magiging 2 times 4 plus 2 times 3. So, dinistribute mo yung 2 with 4 and 3. So, itong 2 times 4 will be 8. 2 times 3 will be 6. So, pag in-add mo, 8 plus 6 is equal to 14. Same lang din result kung pinemdas natin 4 plus 3, 7 times 2 is 14. So, to generalize, A times B plus C is equal to AB plus AC. Dinistribute mo lang yung A. That's the distributive property. Naka-parenthesis ka, meron kang plus or minus sa loob, i-distribute mo lang yung nasa labas na variable na, say, in this case, A. Kahit minus sign yan, magiging AB minus AC kung naka-minus sign siya. So, in this case, AB plus AC. Okay? Halimbawa, apply natin dito sa example na to. Ano magiging sagot natin? Kung 2x times x plus 4y. So, sabi natin, i-distribute lang si 2x sa x, i-distribute si 2x sa 4 plus y, right? Dito sa term na to. So, 2x times x is equal to what? Dalawa yung x, 2x times x, so 2 same lang, magiging 2x times x. This one will be 2x times 4y. So 2x times x, dalawang x natin magiging x raised to 2. Dito naman, i-multiply nyo lang yung 2 times 4, magiging 8. Then x times y is just xy. So you have 8xy. So the answer is 2x squared plus 8xy. Okay? Yan yung distributive property. Next, what if ganito na siya? Hindi lang siya isang A times B plus C. What if A plus B times C plus D? So dito na papasok yung, kung mare-recall nyo, kung medyo matagal na, yung tinatawag na FOIL method. Babalikan natin ulit. Ano ba yung FOIL method? So pag minultiply nyo sa A plus B times C plus D, ibig sabihin ni FOIL method, i-multiply nyo muna yung naalala nyo itong term na to, familiar? FOIL method. So, i-discuss natin siya ulit. So, baka maalala nyo from high school or grade school. Yung FOIL method, yung F stands for inner. So, multiply mo muna yung inner, yung first terms. So, yung first terms muna, F for first term ng dalawang parts. So, A, yung first term nito, C, yung first term nito. So, the first term is A, but bakit AB to? So, AC. So, let me change this typo. That should be AC. Yeah. This one is AC. Right. Let me change it. Sorry, let me just change this one. Bakit may error to? Baka inaantok ako nung ginawa to. AC. Sorry, just a sec. Let me just change this. All right. Right. AC. So, yeah. So again, to solve this, kung meron kang A plus B times C plus D, ang gagawin mo lang, gagawin mo yung FOIL method. Ano yung FOIL method again? So meron kang gagamitin na first muna is yung F. So F is first. So the first term nung A plus B is A, first nung C plus D, C. So that's your first. A times C. So that would be your first term, AC. Next is the O is for outer. So nasa outer term. So first term, outer term. So nakikita nyo nasa outermost nung buong equation. So that's your A times D. Outer si A, the other side is D, yung mas outer sa kabila is D, so A times D. So plus AD. And then the next is yung I stands for inner. So yung inner natin, yung B and C, inner kanina outer AD, ngayon inner BC. So B times C is yung inner. So yung third term natin is B plus C. So, inner naman. Then finally, you have the ano na lang yung naiwan natin na hindi na multiply. So, AC, AD, BC, ano lang yung hindi pa natin na multiply na last term? Yung B and D. That's the last to multiply. Kasi sila na lang yung naiwan, yung last terms. Yung last term nito is B, last term nito is D. So, that's BD. So, that's your FOIL method. So, first muna, First term, A and C, then outer A and D, inner B and C, and then last term is B. The other last term is D. So AC plus AD plus BC plus BD. So alalahanin nyo lang yung FOIL method. So kahit palitan natin tong mga nasa inside, makukuha nyo pa rin yung same answer by using the FOIL method, AC plus AD plus BC plus BD. So alalahanin nyo lang yung acronym na FOIL. Okay? So, apply natin ito. FOIL method. What if this one? 2x plus 3 is equal to x plus 4. So, start tayo sa first. First term, nung dalawang parts natin, ano yung unang dalawang term? 2x and x. So, that's our first. 2x times x is equal to 2x squared. So, that's our first term. Right? Ano yung sunod? Ano yung sunod natin after the first? Ano yung O? O is outer. Right? Ano yung outer term natin? Ano yung outer term natin dito? Outer term natin is 2x and 4. Yung nasa labas, outer. So, that's your outer term. 2x times 4. So, nasa outer to, nasa labas na term. So, meron tayong 2x times 4 is, so 2 times 4 is 8. Meron kang 8x. Right? So, then, ano na yung sunod natin? So, ano yung I is yung inner. So, meron yung inner term naman, yung nasa loob na term. Kanina yung nasa labas. Ngayon yung nasa loob is yung 3 and yung x. So, 3 times x is equal to just 3x. That's your inner. Then, finally, ano yung last? Ano yung last natin is, last term nung isa natin is 3. Yung last term nung pangalawa is 4. So, last is 3 times 4 is equal to 12. So, this is the term now. 2x squared plus 8x plus 3x plus 12. Ngayon, ito na ba yung sagot natin, yung final? Titignan nyo muna, pag nagawa nyo na yung FOIL method, meron ba tayong pwede i-combine na term? Paano nyo mako-combine yung term? Kung pareho sila ng variable, halimbawa, in this case, 8x saka 3x, pareho sila na x yung kasama, right? So, pwede mo sila pagsamahin, yung 8x saka 3x into 11x. So, pwede mo sila pagsamahin. So, yan na yung answer. 2x squared plus 11x plus 12. So, hindi na natin pwede makombine yung iba kasi ito x squared yung kasama niya. Ito x, ito naman walang kasama. So, hindi natin sila pwede i-combine further. Yung magpareho lang ng kasama na halimbawa dito x, yun lang yung pwede natin i-combine. Okay? Question so far before we go to factoring. Wala naman. Okay. So, factoring, para saan ba ang factoring? Factoring, gagamitin nyo to sa test sa pag-simplify ng expressions and pagpapabilis ng calculations. So, minsan, masosolve nyo lang si x kapag nag-factor kayo. Sometimes, that's the case. So, let's discuss various techniques. Pero you don't need to memorize all the techniques. You just need to familiarize yourself. Yung unang factoring is finding the greatest common factor. So, meron ulit tayong GCF kahit algebra. Pag sinabing greatest common factor, hanapin nyo ano ba yung factors ng dalawa. Halimbawa, kung gusto nyo i-factor si 12x raised to 3 plus 18x raised to 2, kung gusto nyo siya i-factor, ang gagawin nyo lang, hanapin nyo yung greatest common factor ng dalawang term, ng 12x raised to 3 and 18x squared. Ano yung factors ng 12x raised to 3 and 18x squared? So, ang factors ng 12x raised to 3 is, sabihin natin na it has 2 times 6 times x squared times x. So, ito yung mga factors niya. Not all of them, but we could say these are its factors. Pwede natin na i-break down pa yung 6 sa 2 times 3. Pwede natin i-break down pa si x squared sa x times x. But to simplify, let's just write it this way. Bakit natin sinulat na this way? Kasi yung factors ng 18x squared is 3 times 6 times x squared. So, hiniwalay lang natin si 18 into 3 times 6, x squared, iniwan natin. Pwede nyo rin siya isulat again na x times x pa, pero to simplify, iniwan lang natin si as x squared. Bakit natin ginawa yan? Kasi kung titingnan nyo, common si x squared sa dalawa, sa dalawang terms natin, pareho na may factors na x squared, pareho rin na may factors na 6. So kung pareho silang may factor na 6x squared, si 12x raised to 3 and 18x squared, pwede natin ilabas yan. I-factor out. Yun yung term. I-factor out, ilagay ng parenthesis. So nasa labas ng parenthesis si 6x squared. Ngayon, ano na lang yung may iwan sa loob ng parenthesis? Ang may iwan na lang sa loob ng parenthesis yung finactor out natin si 6x squared. So may iwan yung naiwan na factor. So in this case, meron tayong, in the case of 12x raised to 3, may iwan na lang is 2x dito. Kasi nasa labas na yung 6x squared. Kasi pag binultiply mo yan, 6x squared times 2x is 12x raised to 3. So naiwan na lang itong 2 saka x. Ngayon, ano yung nasa kabila? Ano na lang yung may iwan? Dito sa pangalawang question mark natin. Ano na lang yung may iwan dyan? May iwan na lang dyan is yung 3. Kasi nilabas mo na yung 6x squared. Kung makikita nyo, ang naiwan na lang sa 18x raised to 2 is yung 3 kasi finactor out mo na yung 6x squared. So, 3 na lang yung naiwan dito sa isang term natin. So, ibig sabihin, to summarize, pwede nyo nang isulat itong term na to as 6x squared times 2x plus 3. Equivalent term silang dalawa. So, that's your factored, yung formula na factor out mo yung 6x squared. So, depende kung ano hinahanap ng choice. Depende sa choices, baka ito yung hinahanap niya. Or, masa-sense nyo naman kung kailangan ba mag-factor out. Okay? Question. Okay tayo doon sa factoring technique natin na una. So, meron tayong mga special factoring. Special na factor na tinatawag natin na dalawa ng titignan natin yung difference of squares muna, then later yung square. So yung difference of square, ang technique lang dito, pag nakita nyo yung form na a squared minus b squared or something similar na form, meron kang a squared minus a square, another square, that's why it's a difference of square, automatic ang factor niyan is a plus b times a minus b. Yung form ng a squared minus b squared, automatic pag finactor out nyo yan, is a plus b times a minus b. Paano nakuha yung a plus b, a minus b? Kasi pag FOIL method nyo tong a, remember yung FOIL method, apply nyo yan sa a plus b and a minus b. Ang makuha nyo, pag in-apply nyo yung FOIL method, is a squared minus b squared. So, try nyo on your own. Apply the FOIL method here. Ano yung nakuha nyo? A squared minus b squared. So you should try this on your own later on if you are rewatching. Pause nyo yung video, try nyo yung FOIL method dito, practice. So yung makuha nyo, a squared minus b squared. So we know for the a squared minus b squared form, the factor is, we are always sure that is a plus b times a minus b. Example, halimbawa, how do we factor 9x squared minus 16? Right? How do we factor this? So kung makikita nyo, yung 9, alam natin 3 times 3 is 9, right? 3 squared is 9. X squared is x times x. So meaning, this one is a square. 9x squared. 16 square ba siya? Perfect square ba yung 16? Yes, 4 times 4 is 16. So alam natin na, masisense nyo na, wait a second. Perfect square yung 16. Pag kinuha mo yung 4 times 4 is 16. This one, yung 9, 3 times 3 is 9. X times x is x squared. So, pwede mo sabihin na itong term na to is 16 is just 4 raised to 2. And yung 9x squared is just 3x raised to 2. So, 3x raised to 2 is 3 squared times x squared. So, is equal to 9x squared, right? Yung rule natin kanina. So, kung makikita nyo, this is the form of a perfect, yung difference of square natin. Yung square natin dito is a squared. This is b squared. So, in this case, naka-square to, yung a squared minus b squared na form, marirecognize nyo. Ano yung a natin this time? Yung a natin is equal to 3x. Kasi sabi natin a squared minus b squared, kung ganyan yung form, kung ano yung equivalent ni a dito. So, well, yung nasa loob, yung in-square mo is 3x. So, a is equal to 3x. Yung isa naman, yung b, yung nandito, yung in-square mo is just 4. So, that is your b. And ano yung sabi natin? Kung gusto natin i-factor out si a squared minus b squared, ano yung factor? A squared minus b squared is always a plus b times a minus b. Eh, ano ba yung a natin? Ano yung b natin? Alam natin na a is equal to 3x. Alam natin b is equal to 4. So 3x, pag pinalitan nyo si a and si b ng 3x saka 4, so this one will be 3x plus 4. So a is 3x, b is 4. So this one is 3x plus 4. This one is 3x is a minus b is 4. So 3x minus 4. So pag finactor out nyo si 9x squared minus 16 is just 3x plus 4 times 3x minus 4. So automatic ma-recognize nyo si a squared minus b squared is a plus b times a minus b as a factor. So this one just requires practice para ma-apply nyo and recognizing that this one is difference of square application. Okay? So yun yung difference of squares. Meron din naman tayo na perfect square. So perfect square, ano ba yung perfect square? So perfect square, makikita nyo na yung form na to. Kanina a squared minus b squared. This time, pag na-recognize nyo na yung form niya is somehow this form, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, automatic yung factors niya is a plus b times a plus b or a plus b squared. Shortcut siya pag ganyang form. Ngayon, paano nakuha yan? Kapag in-apply nyo yung FOIL method sa a plus b times a plus b, makukuha nyo a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. I-try nyo again. Pwede nyo i-pause later on. Kung mag-rewatch kayo or you're watching a recording, i-pause nyo a plus b times a plus b. Ito ba yung magiging sagot? A squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Ayan dapat kapag in-apply nyo yung FOIL method sa a plus b times a plus b. I-apply natin. So again, shortcut yan. Pag nakita nyo yung ganyang form, ang factor niya, a plus b times a plus b or a plus b squared. Itong form na to, x squared plus 6x plus 9, makikita nyo na, makikita nyo si x squared to, di ba? So, parang a squared. Si 9, 3 squared yan eh, si 9. So, parang b squared, right? Tama ba na, yan, i-rewrite natin si x squared, 3 squared. So, parang pareho siya ng form a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Hindi lang natin alam, 2ab ba tong 6x? Kung equal siya sa 2ab, ibig sabihin, ito yung factor niya, makukuha a plus b lang. So, tingnan natin yung form. So, a squared plus b squared. So, yung a natin is x. Here, a squared. B natin is 3. Kung a is x, b is 3, saan equal si 2ab? So, 2 times a is x, b is 3. So, 2 times x times 3 is equal to 6x. Basically, 2 times 3 times x is 6x. Tama ba? Yung 2ab is, yung term natin, yes, 6x yan. So, that's actually 2ab equal to 2ab. So, meaning we have this form. We have this a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. We have this form. If we know that we have this form, we know that the factor should be a plus b squared. And ano yung a natin? A natin is x, b natin is 3. So, a is x, b is 3. X plus 3 squared. So, that's your factor. So, meaning, shortcut, since we know this form follows this form, x squared plus 6x plus 9 follows this form, and we know this form has factors of a plus b squared. So, it's just, we know a is x, b is 3. So, x plus 3 raised to 2. That's your factor. So, you could simplify this term to x plus 3 squared or x plus 3 times x plus 3. Okay? So, that's how you factor And again, sa factoring, ginagamit natin to simplify terms. Okay? Later on, kasi sa natin gagamitin yung factoring sa pag nagsosolve na tayo dito ng unknowns. So magagamit natin minsan yung factoring, minsan you don't need to factor. So that's when you use the factoring. And in solving unknowns, itong next subtopic natin sa part 1, very important to kasi ito yung gagamitin nyo sa algebraic word problems. So pag nag-solve na ng word problems, ito yung pinaka-important skill. Technically, ginagawa na natin siya kanina nung nag-ratio and proportion, right? Yung x is unknown, yun yung hinahanap natin. That's basically solving an unknown. So, gagamitin natin yung learning dito to answer word problems later on. So, halimbawa, ano tayo? By example tayo. Let's learn this solving unknown by example. If you have 3x minus 5 is equal to 10, how do you find the value of x? So, if you will recall, marirecall nyo sa, may mga ginawa din tayong ganitong example last time. So, ang gagawin nyo lang dito, kailangan nyo, find the value of x, kailangan ma-isolate nyo sa isang side. Yun lang yung goal natin. Yung isang side, say left side or right side, in this case, let's do left side, dapat x lang yung nasa left side. The rest, nasa kabilang side, sa right side. So, ang gawin natin dito, 3x plus, i-move natin si 5 sa kabila, i-transpose natin. Pag tinranspose mo si negative 5, i-move natin sa kabila, mag-iiba siya ng sign, magiging positive 5. Bakit ganun yung transpose? Kung maalala nyo sa mga example natin dati, para ka lang din kasing nag-add ng plus 5 sa dalawang side, right? Kung nag-add ka ng plus 5 sa left side, negative 5 plus 5, magiging 0. Nag-add ka ng plus 5 sa right side din dapat kasi equation nga siya equal. So, plus 5 sa left, plus 5 sa right, 10 plus 5, maglalagay ka ng plus 5 dito. So, parang pag tinranspose mo yung negative 5, nilipat mo sa kabila, magkapalit ka lang ng sign. Yun yung shortcut doon. So, transpose natin negative 5 sa kabila, magiging positive 5. So, now we have 10 plus 5. So, 3x is equal to 15. So, now, 3x is equal to 15. Ang gagawin natin para ma-isolate si x, anong gagawin natin? I-divide natin both sides by 3. So, 3 divided by 3 is just 1. Sa kabila, magiging 15 over 3. So, we know na maiwan lang sa left side is now x. Sa kabila, 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5. So, we know x is equal to 5. Na-isolate na natin x sa kabilang side. Yung right side is equal to 5. So, that's the value of x. Question. So, ito, easy part lang to. Right? Okay naman dito. Masyadong madali, no? So, try natin. Before pala kayo, by the way, before nyo ilagay yung answer, check nyo lang. Paano nyo ma-check? I-substitute nyo yun. Na-calculate nyo ba na x? Pag nilagay nyo sa equation, tama ba? So, lagay natin yung x. So, 3 times x minus 5 should be equal to 10. So, x is equal to 5. So, 3 times 5 minus 5, is it equal to 10? 3 times 5 is 15. Minus 5 is equal to 10. Tama. So, we have 10 is equal to 10. So, tama yung x is equal to 5 pag sinubstitute natin sa equation. Again, just check the answer just to be sure you found the value of x. Okay? Next example. Another easy example. Find the value of x, or another way to phrase it is a longer way is find the value of x that satisfies the equation. This should be satisfies. Find the value of x. Let me correct this one. Find the value of x that satisfies the equation below. Right. Okay. Yeah, find the value of, so next example, find the value of x that satisfies the equation below. So x plus 2 over x minus 3 is equal to 4. So how do we go about this? So, how to go about this one? Gusto nyo, again, ang goal ng all of this is to isolate x or whatever letter in one side, right? One side of the equation. X is equal to something or ideally a number. So, gagawin natin, i-cross multiply lang natin pag may fraction bar ka, right? So, basically, pareho lang to sa x plus 2 over x minus 3 and 4 over 1, right? Para ka lang may denominator na 1 dyan. So, cross multiply 4 times x minus 3, 1 times x plus 2. So, 4x minus 3 and 1 times x plus 2. So, that's going to be 4x minus 3 is distributive property, right? Multiply 4x 4 multiply 4x by 4 and multiply negative 3 by 4. So, 4x minus 12, distributive property. So, yung right side, x plus 2 pa rin. And then, ano yung gagawin natin once we have this? So, move lang natin itong equation na to dito. Same equation. So, gusto mo ma-isolate si x, right? Ang gawin natin, i-move natin, nasa dalawang side siya, i-move natin tong x na to sa left side. So, again, pag nag-move ka sa left side, papalitan mo lang ng sign. So, x dito, from the right, move natin to the left. Papalitan mo lang ng sign. So, in this case, positive siya kanina, magiging negative siya. So, 4x minus x minus 12. Now, ang gagawin natin ngayon, i-move natin yung negative 12 to the right. Bakit? Para lahat ng nasa left mo, x lang yun nandyan. So, ang gagawin natin, i-move natin si 12, negative 12, i-move natin to the right. Anong ulit gagawin pag nag-transpose ka, nag-move? Magpapalit siya ng sign. Negative 12 to positive 12. Minove natin sa right side. So, maiwan na lang sa left side, 4x minus x. And nasa right side natin, 2 plus 12. So, we could simplify. 4x minus x is just 3x. So, right side natin magiging 14. And to isolate x, finally, is we divide both sides by 3. So, makancel si 3. So, dito magiging 14 over 3. So, this is x is equal to 14 over 3. Okay? Question. Right. Okay tayo dito. So, find the value of x. Next one. Solving unknown. Medium. So, here, this should be satisfies, like sentence correction. Let me just correct this one. Yeah, the value of x that satisfies the equation, right? Okay. Next example, medium one. Find the values of x that satisfies the equation below. This one. So, paano natin to isosolve? Right? Naalala, ano yung medyo mukhang familiar ba itong term na to? Meron ba siyang parang shortcut? So, clue. Well, nag-discuss tayo ng shortcut. So, this term, if you will see, meron kang squared, x squared. That's one indicator. And 25, you know that 25 is 5 squared. 5 times 5, right? So, makikita mo na, baka may shortcut to x squared to, tapos squared din to. Basically, this is 5 squared. So, x squared and 5 squared. Baka pwede mag-apply yung formula natin dito na a squared plus 2a plus b squared. Kapag ganito yung term, ibig sabihin ang factors niya is a plus b squared, right? So, a squared in this case is x squared, right? So, a in this case is x, and b squared in this case is 25. So, meaning b is equal to 5, right? So, yung 2ab natin, tama ba na yung form, para makasigurado tayo na ito talaga yung form niya, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, check natin ano yung 2ab, right? Kasi dapat dapat yung 2AB is equal to 10x. Kasi kung hindi siya 10x, hindi applicable yung shortcut natin. So, try natin. 2AB is 2. Yung A natin is x. So, x. Then B is 5. So, 2 times x times 5. This is equal to 10x. Tama. 10x din yung nandito. So, ibig sabihin, pwede natin i-apply yung shortcut natin for this term, the perfect square. A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. Alam natin na ang factor niya ay A plus B squared. So, ano ba yung A natin? A natin is equal to x. So, x. B natin is equal to 5. So, meaning, x plus 5 squared is equal to 0. Ibig sabihin, itong buong term na to, equal yan sa x plus 5 squared is equal to 0. Right? Ngayon, kung meron ka ng term na x plus 5 squared is equal to 0, ang question, how do you find the value of x? Ibig sabihin, maghahanap ka lang ng value ng x na masasatisfy mo yung equation, di ba? Ngayon, kailan ba magiging 0 itong equation na to? Well, magiging 0 yung equation na yan kung 0 yung x plus 5, right? Kung 0 in-square natin, 0 times 0, magiging 0 lang yan, right? So, x plus 5 is equal to 0, meaning, mahanap na natin yung value ng x. Doon masasatisfy yung equation kung 0 sa x plus 5. So, x plus 5 is equal to 0. I-transpose nyo lang yung 5 sa kabila. So, palitan nyo yung sign. So, that's gonna be negative 5. So, x is equal to negative 5. So, that's the answer. Kung sinubstitute nyo dito, so again, you could check, substitute negative 5 here. So, you will find, pag sinubstitute nyo yan, negative 5 squared is 25. Then, so, dapat mag-equal siya sa 0. 10 times negative 5 is negative 50. So, 25, negative 50 plus 25 is 0. So, check nyo na lang. So, kailangan pag sinubstitute nyo dito, dapat 0 yung lalabas. So, that's the value of x is negative 5. So, sometimes for quadratic, you will have two values of x. So, depends. So, in this case, we just have 1. Okay. That's the perfect square. And then, the next one, find the values of x that satisfy the following equation. So, ngayon, tama na the word satisfy. Okay. So, next example, medium, find the values of x satisfy the following equation. This one. Meron ka ng kakaibang sign. You have an inequality sign. Now, how do you approach this problem? So, in approaching this, the inequality sign, you just treat it like an equal sign. Basically, that's the main thing. There's only one difference that you will make is that when you are multiplying the equation by a negative number, you will just flip the sign. You are multiplying or dividing, you just flip the sign. What do I mean by later we'll go to it. But for now, let's treat this inequality sign. Sometimes it's less than or greater than or less than, or in this case less than or equal. Let's treat it as an equal sign. It's as if it's an equal sign. So, so like an equal sign, i-move lang natin. Gusto natin ma-isolate si 3x or si x on one side. Move natin yung 2 sa right side, transpose natin. And in doing so, we need to change the sign, right? So, negative 2 on the right side. So, naiwan na lang sa left side is negative 3x. So, dito, si 2 minove natin sa right side. So, this one would be 11 minus 2 is 9. Here we have negative 3x. So, the question, now, paano natin hanapin si x? Divide natin both sides by negative 3. So, as if there's an equal sign, right? So, negative 3, 9, negative 3. So, this one will cancel out yung negative 3. The only difference, if you have an inequality sign, kapag nag-divide ka or multiply by a negative sign, mag-flip yung inequality sign. So, in this case, this one will become greater than or equal. Kasi nag-divide tayo by negative 3. So, nag-divide ka ng negative or nag-multiply ka ng negative. So, in this case, nag-divide tayo ng negative. Dapat mag-flip yung sign. Yun lang yung main difference. The rest, treat it as if it were an equal sign. So now, negative 3 divided by negative 3 is just 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3, but you have a negative sign because well, magkaiba ng sign, so negative 3. So the answer is x is greater than or equal negative 3. So that's our answer. Okay? How do you check? How do you check dito sa equation? How do you check kung tama ba itong nakuha natin na answer? Ang gawin lang natin, mag-try tayo, kasi inequality, ibig sabihin, kahit anong number na greater than, basta greater than or equal sa negative 3. So, it could be negative 3, it could be, ano ba greater than sa negative 3? 10, 9, 4, 0, negative 2. Negative 4 is less than negative 3. Mas negative siya, di ba? So, anything greater than negative 3 or equal to it. So, negative 3 and above. Try natin. Check natin. Kailangan pag sinubstitute natin yung mga values na yon, dapat valid pa rin yung equation. So, halimbawa, 1. Mas malaki yun sa greater than yun, than negative 3. Substitute natin. Negative 3 times 1 plus 2 less than or equal 11 ba siya? So, negative 3 times 1 is just negative 3. Then, plus 2 less than. So, this side would be equal to, same lang yung right side, this side would be equal to negative 1. Negative 1 is less than or equal, less than 11 ba siya or equal? Well, yes, it's less than 11, yung negative 1. So, tama yung kung negative 1. Try natin mag-substitute ng negative 3. So, negative 3, so negative 3 here, pag sinubstitute natin, sabi natin, di ba, greater than or equal negative 3. Try natin negative 3. So, negative 3 would be negative 3 times negative 3 plus 2. So, same lang yung right side, 11. So, negative 3 times negative is positive. So, 3 times 3 is 9. So, positive 9. So, 9 plus 2 is equal to, same lang yung right side, 9 plus 2 is equal to 11. So, 11, is it less than or equal 11? Well, it's equal to 11. 11 is equal to, valid pa rin itong equation kasi less than or equal yan eh. So, equal sila, 11 and 11. Hindi siya less than, pero equal siya. So, less than or equal naman yung equation, yung sign natin. So, valid pa rin siya. What if nag-substitute tayo ng negative 4? Negative 4, pag nilagay natin yan sa equation, sa x, dito magiging negative 3 times negative 4 is equal to positive 12. So, magiging positive 12 to plus 2 is equal to 14. So, kung makikita nyo, 14 is not less than nor equal to 11, right? 14 is greater than 11. So, meaning hindi na valid itong negative 4. Tama lang, kasi sabi natin, ano ba yung value ng x? Value ng x dapat greater than or equal negative 3. Hindi pwede si negative 4 kasi mas mababa na siya sa negative 3. So, negative 3 na yung lowest natin. So, hindi pwede si negative 4. Tama lang, nag-a-apply pa rin tama yung answer natin, meaning. Kasi nung tinry natin yung outside this range, hindi siya nag-work yung equation natin. Okay? Question so far? And sorry, tinitingnan ko yung comments lang ngayon. May question ba? Any question? Ayan, sorry, ngayon ko lang nakita yung comments. Yes, perfect square. That's the perfect square. Clear naman, alright. Sige. Next example, last two examples natin. Last example pala is the final one. This one. So this is a hard example when now dalawa na yung nawawala. To yung unknown natin. Find the values of x and y. So kanina x lang yung unknown, ngayon x and y, dalawang variables yung nawawala. This could be any letter like A, B, or B, C, but in this case we're using x and y. So let's say x plus y is equal to 5 to x plus y is equal to 7. How do we solve this? So my suggested method for the exam, because this is faster, generally faster, is to use the elimination method. So what is the elimination method? Basically, you want to eliminate one of the variables. Like, what do I mean by eliminate one of the variables? Meaning, get rid of y first, then solve for x, or get rid of x first and solve for y. So how do you do that? So we have these equations, right? X plus y is equal to 5 and 2x plus y is equal to 7. In order to eliminate one variable, because you will sum up the two equation later, the one of them needs to cancel out. So let's say you want to cancel out x. So we multiply this whole equation by well, let's say let's start with canceling y. So let's isolate x, x remains. Let's cancel y. So let's get rid of y and solve for x first. So let's try that first. So how do we do that? We multiply this whole equation by -1. Why are we multiplying by -1? Because if we multiply by -1, this whole equation will become negative x, negative y, -5. Why are we doing this? Because we will add it to the other equation. We will sum up the two. When you add them up, you will cancel the y, right? So again, I repeat. So we multiplied it by -1, so that this whole term will be negative x, negative y, -5, because we will add it to the other equation. What do you mean by add? Meaning you combine the like terms, right? When you combine the like terms, negative x plus 2x is x. Negative y plus y is 0. Negative 5 plus 7 is 7 minus 5 basically is equal to 2. So meaning you got rid of y by multiplying it in -1 by -1 and adding the two equations. You got rid of y. So now what's left is x, and x here is equal to 2. Okay? Okay tayo dito. So you multiply something to get rid of the one of the variables. So you multiply by a number. So if you know, so now how, so we got rid of y, we found x. How do we find y? So you could find y using any of the two equations. So you could use this first one or you could use the second one. It's easier in this case to use the first one. So let's use that. X plus y is equal to 5. We know that x is equal to 2. So ilagay nyo lang, substitute nyo lang. X is equal to 2 here. And then y is there. So 2 plus y is equal to 5. Transpose 2 to the other side. That would, if you transpose 2, positive 2 will become -2. So y is equal to 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. So we already know x is 2, then now we know y is equal to 3. Even if you use this equation, 2x plus y is equal to 7, substitute x is equal to 2 in there, you will still get y is equal to 3. It's just easier in this case to use the first equation. Okay? Now, let's try doing the other approach, right? So in this approach, we eliminated y and solved for x first. What if we want to eliminate x first, then solve for y? Like it should be the same answer, right? So in this case, let's try to eliminate x and solve for y. How do we eliminate x? So to eliminate x, just multiply this whole term by, because you see here is it's 2x, right? So you want this term to be -2x, so you could eliminate it. So you multiply the whole thing by -2. So if you multiply the whole equation by -2, so this will become -2x. This will become -2y. This will become -2 times 5 is -10. And now this is the same equation, and you add them up. So you're able to cancel -2x and 2x by multiplying the -2. So this will become 0. Pero dito naman, ang naiwan, -2y plus y is equal to -y. -10 plus 7 is here. -10 plus 7 is just equal to what? -3, right? So here, -y na lang yung left side. Here, -10 plus 7, magiging -10 plus 7 is -3 kasi mas malaki si 10. So, -y pa rin siya. And then, gusto niya yung left side, walang negative sign, right? It's just y. So, divide both sides by negative 1. Dividing both sides by negative 1, negative 3 divided by negative 1 is equal to 3. So y is equal to 3. Pareho lang sa kanina. Now that you know that y is equal to 3, pwede mo nang gamitin either equation to solve for x. So here, substitute natin mas madali sa una, y is equal to 3. So palitan lang natin, y is 3. Then we could solve for x. So x is equal to, transpose the 3 to the other side. So 5 minus 3. So magiging negative. So x is equal to 5 minus 3. X is equal to 2. So again, you could use 2x plus 7 plus y is equal to 7 as well. But in this case, it's easier to use the first equation. So now we have x is equal to 2. So pareho lang yung nakuha natin na answer. Either approach. So kailangan lang, in this case, what we did is got rid of x and then solve for y first. In the other approach, we got rid of y first and solve for x. So either way, mag-work yan. Okay? So that's it.